When I read on blogs that global streaming platform Netflix was leaving Nigeria, and the source credited to be from renowned filmmaker Mr. Kunle Afolayan. Now, my first thought was, if this is actually coming from Mr. Afolayan, then it might be true because we all know the mutually beneficial working relationship between Mr. Afolayan and Netflix. Mind you, I hadn't seen the purported video where he made the statement. So I thought to myself that, is Nigeria that bad that everybody is leaving? That, I mean, the industry that seemed to be thriving is about to get this huge blow. This doesn't just tell well about us because here we are having a thriving entertainment industry. I mean, the movie and the music, fashion industry thriving, and we're about to have this huge streaming platform leave Nigeria. That is just really doesn't tell well about us globally. So I said, okay, let me take a look at the video, which I did. If you haven't seen it, take a look.
3 years ago, when we signed the 3 film deals with Netflix, it was really exciting because it's like you've been given like a contract to say, for the next 3 years, we really don't care if you work for other people or do other things, but make one film for us per year. So that way you could focus on being a creative, because these things are already like you have guarantee and you have funds, to make them. But again, Netflix will say to you, oh, we're doing this primarily for Nigeria. So the budget you're being given is tied to what they earn in Nigeria. But these films are doing amazingly well all over the world. Just like Oga Moazi mentioned, I mean, a week after Adekunle film was released, it topped #1 globally, all over the world. And because of that, they commissioned the series, the first season. And after the first season, they commissioned season 2 and 3. Thank God we have shot season 2 and 3 because all the other people who were commissioned the same time with us, they've been cancelled. The projects were cancelled.
Now, after watching that video, my thought was that he didn't expressly say Netflix was leaving Nigeria. He didn't say that. I kind of get why people would think he said that because he was only stating the kind of, rough, in my words, rough relationship they are having with Netflix at the moment. He even went ahead to say that he's even lucky that he has already shot the season 2 and 3 of Anikulapo, series. So he even mentioned that some of his, colleagues weren't that lucky that some of the commissioned, project by Netflix were cancelled. And cancellation doesn't necessarily mean, to me, it doesn't necessarily mean that they were leaving Nigeria. It could have been, other reasons that would have made, Netflix cancel the project with other movie filmmakers. So, but then again, when I saw that Netflix came out to debunk, the story, I said, "Oh, thank God," because I was like, that means I was right after all, thinking that Kunle Afolayan didn't really mean that they were leaving Nigeria. So if they are debunking it, that means they are still here, which, for me, that was good news. But then again, I thought that it would have been better for Mr. Kunle Afolayan to come out, since everybody is crediting that, story to him. It would have been better for him to come out and clarify, what he meant by what he said. So, yeah, he did. Eventually, he spoke with a Bidemi Diary of Channels Television, saying that he was misunderstood.
What I said was because, of course, in the last few months, there's been, a bit of discussion around, okay, would they still be doing original or are they still just going to acquire or content and all of that? And there's been that back and forth, But then I think there's a bit of change in their, in the structure and, mode of operation, which of course is very open to a lot of people who are in there, who supplies them film. And even I think the last time they were here, we had meetings and they're still reassuring that, look, we're still here, we're going to do stuff, but we might not be able to do the kind of volume that we used to do. All right. And what I was emphasizing all at that meeting was to say, look, even if you guys are saying Netflix is not doing enough or Netflix is, taking as much film as they should, why shouldn't we, as a country, even come up with other distribution platform? Why can't, I mean, just like a lot of people put their films on YouTube, just like, okay, Amazon said they're not doing original, but they are still here. They're releasing films. And I think it's the same thing because, for example, yes, Anikulapo has been shot, but Recall, which is our new film, we're in discussion with Netflix around, okay, are they going to license, even though it's not an original? So if you look at the video, I never said Netflix is leaving Nigeria. Dr. I threw the question. I concluded saying Netflix is leaving. And what I said was, look, now we need to wake up. It's a wake up call. If they are leaving, then we also need to set up, our own thing. And I said, we just shot, the 2 seasons of Anikulapo Lakpo and all of that. And of course, I heard some people who didn't make, who were not quick enough to make their film. They're not, they can't shoot again because they are cutting down on numbers.
There you have it. Netflix is not leaving Nigeria, at least for now. However, it seems to be that there are some kind of structural, changes going on in their mode of operation, which may have some kind of adverse effect on, movie makers that they are working with. Because whether they want to continue having a Netflix original or they want to start acquiring content from those filmmakers after they have filmed their movies, that is another story that we're going to, follow up. So we remain hopeful and see how the situation evolves. But in the meantime, it's very crucial that we play our part and ensure that the relationship between our movie makers and Netflix remain mutually beneficial. Trust me, we can't afford to lose another company from Nigeria. This is my 2 cents.